Welcome, episode 17, Drink with James. I am James, this is my drink. It's Fashion Week, and Tim and I are not shooting this backstage or at a show. We had thought about it, and then, it's Fashion Week, everyone gets all very, very sensitive about everything. So we're in the conference room, which is totally fine, because we have some straight fire advice for you guys this week. But I do want to talk a little bit about Fashion Week beforehand. I've always loved Fashion Week and shows. I think the cool thing about the shows is that for generally 8 to 11 minutes, I think is how long most shows last, you have the absolute perfect vision of the designer of how those clothes should be worn. And some people go further. You have Tommy Hilfiger building at Carnival or Tom Brown shows, the Chanel shows. The designers build a world, and for 8 to 10 minutes you kind of step into that world and you see the clothes exactly how they want them styled with the exact hair and makeup that they want. And I think it's this kind of interesting thing because from that point on their vision becomes diluted by marketing teams, by PR, by editors, and then finally by consumers. And the clothes get mixed and matched and they get worn in different ways. But for that 8 minutes you have their exact vision of what they wanted to see for that season. And it's kind of cool. And I think for influencers, you can kind of take those lessons in your own world. Take those lessons and use them yourself. And that people are following you for your vision. And there is this thing that we've kind of talked about. There's this pressure, I think, to to kind of conform to what everyone else is doing, or at least you look at what people are doing that works and you think, oh, I'll just do that. But people who are following you are doing it because they want to see your vision, they want to see your point of view. And by conforming or by doing something that other people are doing, or by not presenting your vision in its fullest, you're actually doing a disservice to your followers. So I think it's a good time to kind of step back and say that to remember why people are following you and to try and continue to really push your vision and do what you want to do every day. Because if not, why the fuck are you doing it? It's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work. And if you are doing it to try and make money or to try and, get famous, there's a lot easier ways to do both of those things. So focus on what you're good at, what you love, and make sure you keep doing that. Don't totally believe in PR agencies. Caveat, to a certain point. A PR agency is not going to grow your following. They're not going to change your business. They're not going to be the silver bullet that gets you to the next level. PR agencies can be instrumental, and they should be a part of your brand or your own strategy as you grow. But when you're not big enough to warrant it, you're going to be spending a lot of money. The guarantee is that you're going to be spending a lot of money, and maybe you get 1 or 2 pieces a month. But I don't think that those PR pieces are going to convert into a following. You're much better off spending that money on producing better content, hire better photographers, go on a trip, do something interesting, buy a kind of new it piece that you want to feature throughout the next month. That would be money better spent than hiring a PR firm. I think once you start to see a consistent amount of PR requests come inbound, it's time to get a professional to look at your press and communication strategy and see what they can do to take you to the next level. But if people aren't knocking on your door already for interviews, then a PR firm is, I would generally say, you're better off just taking your money, putting it in a pile, and lighting it on fire, because it's basically the same thing. You can literally look at Women's Wear Daily or Fashionista, and these people have bylines, and they have bylines which lead to email addresses, and you can just email those people, and you can try and create a relationship with the reporter. Fohr Card has never had a PR firm. We're currently thinking about it, but all the articles that we've gotten, Women's Wear or Wall Street Journal or Adweek or whatever it might be, were because we created a relationship with the reporter and we pitched a piece to them. People want to hear from you. They don't want to hear from your publicist, especially if 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 you had something like 50,000 followers and you got a publicist hit up a reporter and they said like, okay, it's kind of weird. Why does this influencer has 50,000 followers, which is nothing to scoff at, but why am I getting hit up by the publicist? Why am I not just getting this email from the influencer? So I think until you are, quite large, I'd say over 350,000 followers, a publicist is not a good investment. When is a good time to join Fohr Card? 10 minutes ago. If you're watching this video and you're not joining Fohr Card and you haven't joined, I don't know what to say to you. I'm disappointed, first of all. But look, Fohr Card is free, okay? I'm sitting here every week getting drunk in the middle of the afternoon to give you advice. These guys are out here building technology tools to make your life better. Do we make money off building you guys technology tools to make your life easier? No, we don't make any money. We do it for you. And so you're watching my videos and you're not signed up. I don't really know what to say. There is no minimum following you need to have a Fohr Card. There is no reason for you not to sign up immediately. I could go on and on about why you should sign up. Maybe I will. Look, get rid of your press kit. We have hundreds of brands using Fohr Card every day to find influencers, and people from less than 5,000 followers and reach up to Kesha, who's a part of the community now. Welcome, Kesha, if you're watching this. So it runs the gambit of who's on there, and brands are looking for everyone. So if you're not on it, I don't know what to say, but just turn the video off because I'm disgusted. Right. This is a good question following the Fohr Card thing, because I've gotten influencers before who say like, oh, I'm not ready to join Fohr Card yet. And it's the same thing. It's like, oh, I want to start doing video, but I want to build up a bunch of video before I start publishing it. That makes no fucking sense to me. Like, if you want to start doing video, then you should just start doing video. If you are telling yourself, oh, I'm building up a bank of videos so I can start publishing consistently, you actually just don't really want to do video. If you look back in a year and you're not embarrassed by the content that you're putting out, then you're not moving fast enough. Like, you have to try things to get better. And, there was this great Ira Glass quote where he was basically saying like, I spent 15 years trying to get my taste level, my ability to reach my taste level. So he spent 15 years creating content that he hated, basically, because he didn't think it was good enough, but it was because he was getting better. So you can't sit around and wait for these things. You can't say like, oh, I'm gonna get a bunch of videos stacked up so I can have a consistent post every Tuesday. Like, stay up a little bit later, get the fucking video done. And if it's shit, it doesn't matter, because people are there for the video content. The fact that it's not shot on a 5D Mark III and edited on Final Cut Pro and has music and infographics, that stuff will come. But what's important is you sitting there talking. I mean, even Drink with James, I didn't totally think we could be consistent with this, honestly. It's not like I'm not a busy person, and Tim is certainly increasingly busy, but we started putting the videos out and instantly people started reacting to them and liking them. And then you get excited about creating them. And now, for me, it's one of the highlights of my week to be able to sit and talk to you guys through this camera. I think you have to start putting stuff out there and seeing what people react to. And if people start to react to it well, then you will put the time in to make sure that you get the content out there. So don't wait. Stay up a little bit later, wake up a little bit earlier, whatever you have to do, just start putting stuff out. And it's okay to put out stuff that isn't, the best that you could do. And people won't say that, right? I feel like that's that's a bit of I'm forgetting the word that I want to say, but it's a vaguely French word, faux pas, right? To be like, oh no, you should be putting out 100% your best work. We don't have time to do that. A lot of the top influencers have 8 people working for them. They've got a full-time photographer, a video person, someone editing it, someone answering their emails, and a personal assistant. When you're starting, you don't have time for that shit. And sometimes what it means is that you get stuff done 75% of the way, but 75% of the way is better than nothing. And I wouldn't sacrifice not doing it for a 25% gap in quality. So just get it out there, shoot it on a fucking iPhone, and put it up there, you know. And if it's good content, it doesn't really matter, and it'll look better. It'll look better in a year, and you'll feel better about it. But then another year, you look back and you'll be embarrassed. I hope that Tim and I look at these videos in a year and say like, oh my God, we're so Bush League. We used to sit in a conference room with a 5D on a tripod and shoot these things, and now, you know, we're swinging from the canopies of a rainforest, and I'm in some sort of traditional island garb, and like, this is so much cooler, right? Like, that's the dream. But anyway, end rant. Taste, ability, takes a while for those things to meet up with each other. What are you still doing here? Video's over. Please leave.